you doing?
Yes, welcome. It's Wednesday, October 12th, 2016. Anderson Cooper is here.
How you doing?
Can I say I speak on behalf of all of us, when I say you were brilliant at the presidential debate.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to know, take us inside. Do you...
You really don't want to go inside. It's really...
I mean, I just know on my, speaking on behalf of myself, I ate a whole pizza and drank a half a bottle of red wine.
Well, funny, so did I during the debate. And they didn't show that during every cut. I could tell when the camera wasn't on me. I was just shoving pizza and drinking wine.
No, but is it nerve-wracking to do that?
It's, you know, I mean, it's a great honor to do it, and it's incredibly thrilling. I mean, it's to be on the stage with, you know, two people who have spent the last year dedicating themselves to this. So, you know, it's a huge privilege and an honor, and you just don't want to. You try not to have the story be about you the next day. You really want it to be a debate between two people. So
you were very, very good, and I really enjoyed it. And you know, I've been through so many elections with you, and you just get better and better at these debates. And I wonder, do you do a lot of debate prep yourself? Because you always hear about the candidates.
Yeah, you do. You spend. I mean, we spend weeks, you know, prepping with research, and, you know, we have a whole team of people who are, you know, sitting in a room in Washington and New York trying to think up questions. And then really the last week is the most intense. I flew down to Washington. I spent the week with my team. And it's like planning a future game of three-dimensional chess. Right. So you're trying to sort of plan out, well, if I ask this question to this candidate, then, you know, then we'll toss to this person. And so you try to plan out as much as possible. But you know, there's no way to predict what's going to happen. The thing that amazed me about this one is the biggest winner, I think, and the biggest star that came out of the debate was Kenneth Bone.
Oh, Ken Bone, yes,
Who asked such a sweet guy. I had a chance to talk to him before the debate, and also I interviewed him afterward. And it's funny, you know, the reason he was wearing this sweater, he said, is because his father, before he passed away, had helped him pick out a really nice suit. And so Ken wanted to wear the suit that his father had helped him pick out. But when he got into the car to go to the debate, his pants split open because he's gained a few pounds from the time when he bought the suit. So he had to do an emergency decision, and he decided to go for the red Christmas sweater.
He makes the smartest decision of his life.
Decision
I mean, guys, we can all agree, if Ken had been wearing, because he said it was like an olive-colored suit, he would not have popped the way he popped.
No, and he had a really very serious question about energy policy. He got to ask it, and he was enthusiastic about it. So, and I also love the fact that, like, I guess Amazon, I think, has sold out of this red sweater.
No, they've sold out completely.
And that there's all these people who want to dress up for him. Like, there's people dressing up for him as Halloween. So,
isn't that incredible?
Yeah, Andy Cohen and I are doing a show in St. Louis on Saturday. I'm hoping Ken's going to come.
Oh, is he going to come?
I don't know. I'm hoping he is.
I bet
called
he will.
Yeah, I called him.
Wait, you called him? So now you guys are on a phone name basis?
Well, I mean,
you're on a phone?
He was on my show the other night, and I was like, and so I said, like, oh, if you want to come to our show in St. Louis, you should come. He was like, oh yeah, I think I will. So I was like, okay.
Oh my God! You guys see how easy it is? It's easy. It's easy. Oh my gosh, that is exciting.
I'm just glad it's over. I'm glad my debate is over, and now, you know, then on to the next one next week.
What would happen if they called you and said, we need you to do the other debate?
I think I'm good. I think I'm done. I think I'm...
You're good for this cycle?
My hair turned gray, and, you know, So,
you mean even grayer?
Even grayer. I feel like it did. I feel like, I feel like I had a little bit of pepper left in there somewhere, and now it's all gone.
I'm going to tell you, because I told you I do study you a little bit, and you still have just the tiniest right back here. There's one little pepper patch.
I'm hoping the pepper will come back. I'd like to. So I flew down there, you know, to St. Louis, and you know, I'm obsessed. You know, I fly a lot, and when you fly a lot, you become obsessed with how people behave. And we've talked about this before.
We talk about
people don't know how to behave on airplanes anymore. No. And every flight attendant agrees with me on this. You know, people, they take off their shoes and they put their hobbit feet up, and it's always.
How dare you refer to my feet as hobbit feet?
No, but it's never someone with like lovely feet like yours. It's always like Frodo Baggins, you know, with their big hobbit feet up. I was literally on a plane once years ago. Someone was clipping their toenails.
I know.
Yeah. And so now I saw this article about people with comfort pets.
Yes.
And, you know, there are, you know, amazing service animals that I have lots of friends who have served overseas, who have service animals.
Yeah, people have genuine needs for these emotional support.
But then there's some folks who don't necessarily have genuine needs, but want to travel with their beloved pet, which I totally get. I have a dog. I would love to travel with my dog. But my dog's not a comfort dog or a service dog. My dog's just a dog.
Right.
And so now I guess the TSA is trying to figure out how to kind of crack down on this, because all these people are just bringing their pets on and like sort of sewing a little collar on it saying comfort monkey, you know.
Comfort monkey.
And so they interview a guy here named Jason who brings his marmoset on flights with him. And yeah, you know, and marmoset is like, it's a monkey.
Yeah, you said marmoset, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I thought a marmoset was some sort of mule,
no,
but it's not. It's
first
a
of all,
monkey.
it would be amazing. I would love to have a marmoset. I think it's an exotic animal, and you shouldn't have exotic animals as pets. But marmosets are great. I'm not knocking marmosets. For the marmoset community out there, please don't send me emails.
Too late.
And it's great if he wants to bring it on. I have no problem with it. But can you imagine if, like, a marmoset got loose on your flight and, like, throwing poop at you and just, like, all the things that I imagine a marmoset does? My favorite thing about him, though, is his job is he's very stressed because his job, he works, he has to travel every week because he works on innovative lighting for growing cannabis.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's...
How stressful is that? Like, you know, I mean, and isn't the whole idea of the cannabis to, like, de-stress you in the first place? So...
Isn't it?
Anyway, yeah. I didn't know that was
Don't act like you don't know. They're like...
I also didn't know that was a job. You could have a job like, I'm a lighting designer for cannabis.
First of all, that's a genius job. And second of all, you could get an emotional support animal.
You think?
Yes, your job is so stressful. I could be your emotional support animal. Can you imagine me with a little collar, like emotional support?
I do. No, I have a friend who has a dog, who travels with a dog, and has this thing on it that says, like, comfort animal. I'm like, you're not a service member. You don't have a stressful job. What you know? It's like, I like traveling with my pet. I was like, I get it, but I don't know. I feel it sort of takes away from those who really do need.
Yeah, no, I agree, because a lot of people are cracking down on that, and they're making it hard for people.
Right, they're making it hard for people who have legitimate.
Who actually have a reason.
Yes.
Have you been following the scary clowns that are popping up?
I don't understand the scary clown. First of all, I've always been scared of clowns, so I feel like the rest of the country is just catching up to me.
Right.
And again, I don't want to upset the clown community.
Right.
Please address your emails to Kelly Ripa.
Yeah. No, they know. The clowns know I'm with them, because we already did like a whole thing that regular clowns are perfectly safe and still
absolutely. No, there's nothing better than a regular clown.
They're good for your health.
But I heard Ronald McDonald had to go into hiding.
That's what I was going to tell you. Ronald McDonald has gone into hiding.
Yeah.
And now I say to you, the bad clowns have won. Because if I can't see Ronald McDonald when I'm buying my fillet of fish, what's the point of going to McDonald Land?
No.
I'm so sad about it.
It's very strange. I don't quite understand the clown, but it's a whole thing. Like, a lot of kids are worried about this.
At first, you know, my daughter came home from school and she said, why didn't you tell me about the clowns? And I said, what are you talking about? And she goes, the clowns that are sweeping across the country. And I said, well, first of all, it's been in every newspaper and it's been on the news every night. So maybe you should get off Instagram and check in with the world, because that's where you find out the news. And she started talking to me about the clowns and how they're saying that they're going to take over the schools of New York City. I mean, maybe she should stay home. And I said, oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah. I do feel bad for, like, party clowns and clowns who, like, this is their livelihood.
Yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Because now they have to, like, go to their job and change, you know, in the bathroom before they can't go on the subway to their job, because people will run off the subway in terror.
And we can all agree, and I don't know if you've seen this, but I've seen it many times, people who are driving to their clown job in their clown costume.
Oh, all the time.
And that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Right?
I was at, I think it was Applebee's. Yeah, it was an Applebee's in Orlando months ago, and there was a whole table of clowns, and I was like, oh, look, it's a table of clowns. I was happy.
But now that would cause panic.
It would cause panic in the Applebee's, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. But for no legitimate reason, they seemed perfectly nice. They were very nice clowns.
Were they
Unclear to me who they were. I didn't.
They weren't at a birthday party.
I didn't want to engage because I felt like if engaged, they were going to like start pulling flowers out and like, you know, going around while I was eating my artichoke dip, you know, walking around in the big red shoes. And I was just like, I'm just here to eat at Applebee's. I don't.
Is that how you eat your artichoke dip?
How
with a knife and a fork?
This is how I eat in a restaurant, so I don't even have to engage with clowns.
I love the fact that you just acted out what you think
Well, it was also...
you think clowns do.
Well, of course, clowns, like, if you engage with a clown, you know Neil Patrick Harris, this is what it's like with him.
He's a magician.
Well, okay, fine, it's a slippery slope. But you know, if you engage with a clown, all of a sudden they're like, oh, let me show you a flower. You know?
Oh, now he's a sad clown?
Sad clown, you know what I mean? Right, because if you...
Of course, Anderson's clown is a sad clown.
No, if you don't...
God forbid you have a happy clown.
No, because then if the clown does the flower and you don't take the flower, then it's like sad clown. And then they follow you on the street and they're going like this.
That's a mime. That's a mime.
I know, but clowns do mime too. Clowns are multifaceted. They're magicians, they're mimes, they're amazing. They're
clowns,
amazing.
send all of your hate mail to
Send in the clowns. Send in the clowns.
Did you see this couple? It's so amazing. Okay, so I think they're a British couple, and I'm not sure. We were trying to figure it out in the article, but I, of course, cannot read or see. They honeymooned in Malta. Anyway,
they honeymooned in Malta. They're British.
This is their 50th wedding anniversary, and they put on their wedding clothes.
Oh, that's so cool!
Isn't that amazing? They found their wedding clothes in the loft, which I believe is the attic. They found their wedding clothes up there, covered in dust. They didn't even realize they still had them. And they put them on, and look, they still fit, and they look great.
They look great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I gotta say. I look like the guy now.
No, you don't.
I do. I look more like the guy now than the guy then. When did that happen?
Well, it's 50 years ago.
I know, but do you remember when you were the youngest person in the room? Has everyone had this experience? Like, I feel like I used to be the youngest person in the room.
Well, you were.
All of a sudden, I'm no longer the youngest person in the room. There's people born in the 2000s in my office. I'm like, I make a reference about, you know, I don't know, Sheila E., and there's a blank stare. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
I mentioned Billy Idol, and they're like, huh? What?
I'm looking at schools, high schools for Joaquin, because he's going to graduate this year. So I've been looking at high schools. And there was a girl doing some work, and they were showing me the work she was doing. And she was doing a project on Scream Queens. And I said, oh, I love the show Scream Queens. And she looked at me, and she goes, but aren't you, like, from the 1900s? And I realized, I was like, I am from the 1900s.
That's good.
I am. Oh my gosh. And I said, not only that, I have a son from the 1900s. Because
that is such a depressing way to think about it.
Such a crazy.
We're from the 1900s.
But we are. A lot of us are from the 1900s. Yeah. Because that was a whole, like, 100 years.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad. Wow.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy,
That is crazy. That is nuts. I also saw this thing online that just, you know, you drink coffee.
I do drink
coffee. Right. I've had like one cup because on television. Yeah, I tried it once on TV. I didn't like it. 35% of Americans say they'd rather suffer through the workday with the flu than forego morning coffee.
Oh.
Is coffee that good? I don't understand. Is it really?
Amazing.
I don't. How can anything be that good? Like that
you know how you like that brown liquid, whatever that is that a Diet Coke you're drinking?
It's a Coke Zero.
A Coke Zero.
Yeah.
It's a Coke Zero.
Yeah, but I don't need it. I don't crave it. If it was between the flu and my Coke Zero, I'd go for my Coke Zero. But well, that doesn't make any sense.
That's what they're saying.
No, but I would not rather have the flu than my Coke.
Is that what they're saying? They'd rather have the flu?
They'd rather have the flu than go away, than not have their morning cup of coffee.
Huh. I disagree with that. I think that that's an extreme, and I think that maybe those are people that don't...
The other thing is, like, you're talking about British people, like, tea is the other thing I don't understand. I mean, I like tea. Tea, don't get me wrong, the tea community, please do not send me emails. But I've never said to myself, like, oh my God, I'm craving like in Britain, they're always like, oh, fancy a cup of tea. I've never actually fancied a cup of tea, you know? It's never been like, ooh, some tea would really hit the spot. It's like, it's lukewarm sugared water. Yeah, sure, I'll have some.
No, but British people don't, they have it piping hot. Piping.
It's like, literally, they're like, in the afternoon, they're like, ooh, cup of tea, yes, it hits the spot. I'm like, what spot is that? Where is the spot that the tea is
I'm going to tell you why. Because you are one of these people that food doesn't mean anything.
True, yes,
like,
right, yes.
He doesn't ever go, I'm starving, oh, I'm dying for that, I'm dying to have that, or I'm craving that, or I want. You don't care about food. Food is more like to keep you alive.
Yeah, but you have to eat it, because what are you going to do?
Do you know anybody else that has this thought process about food?
Really?
No, I don't know another person on the planet that has that thought process about food.
It's just one of those things you have to think about, like, what are you going to wear today? It's just one of those annoying things you have to do, but if I could do without it, sure, I'd do without it.
You would do without food if you could do without food?
Yes, absolutely. You would save so much time in your day. Not that I'm doing so much, I'm just sleeping the rest of my, I would just sleep more, but I would much rather sleep than eat.
You're like a large human cat.
Okay, I'll take that.
You are. I mean, when you describe yourself, like you take it or leave it. You're like, I don't care.
It's true. I poop in a little box.
Yes,
very similar. Yeah. I see the.
I just am fascinated by your relationship with food.
Well, you know, we all have very strange relationships. What can I say? I didn't grow up eating food. Like, I've said this before, but in my house, we didn't have food. My mom, we had Cars water biscuits, and there was aquavit in the freezer. And that's basically, yeah, the one guy who drinks in the audience knows what aquavit is. It's some sort of like liqueur or liquor. So that's when I was a kid, I would open up the refrigerator and there'd be Cars water biscuits, and then the freezer, there'd be aquavit, none of which I ever tasted. And so I never, there wasn't food. And so for like dinner, there would be like 2 little noisettes of lamb. I don't even know what a noisette is, but I was told, because I'd be like, what's this? My mom would be like, it's a noisette. And then my mom kept saying to me, like, you need to gain some weight. And I was like, you're not feeding me. And I would go to my friends' houses, and they would have bagels and cupcakes underneath plastic things sitting out in the kitchen, and I never wanted to leave. I thought it was the greatest thing. And then I would go back to my house and be like, the cupboards are bare. It was the strangest.
My kids feel that way about your house because you have fancy cereal, and they're like, Anderson has fancy cereal.
You don't give your kids fancy cereal?
Well, I never let them have
fancy cereal. I eat Special K cinnamon pecan cereal. That's my fancy cereal.
No, but to them, that's fancy cereal.
Oh, okay.
You
don't do sugared cereal?
I'm not a big sugar cereal
really?
person. Yeah, I am more like a hot breakfast kind of
For breakfast, when I was a kid, I could eat whatever I'd want. Like, if I would eat something, so I'd go for months. Like, for a month, I'd eat coffee ice cream for breakfast. Then I would switch to a baked potato for breakfast. And then I'd have spaghetti for breakfast. I would go through food periods.
I love it so much.
Yeah, that's...
I just want to I want you to go home and live with your mom for a month, and I just want to put a documentary camera in there and just watch. I just want to watch what goes on right now, present day.
I don't think I could last a month.
Oh, we'll do it for a weekend.
All right.
Hey, we got a big show today. John Hamm is here.
That's right. This is the new series, Speechless Minnie Driver is here.
A performance by Daya.
And we're going to reveal who you voted for to be the 10 semifinalists in Live with Kelly and You co-host search. I'm very excited to see that.
Are you?
I am. I actually know one of the people who's in the finalists, I believe.
Stop it.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. No, I hope she gets it.
All right, it's time for Takeoff Travel Trivia, everybody. Sabrina Shaw.
Hey.
She's adorable.
I like in this graphic how my hair disappears into the sky.
yeah.
Do you notice that?
We should move the sky up a little so it's more, yeah.
I'll just sit like this.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
You're adorable.
I'm a loser.
Hey, say hi to Joyce Brotland from Washington Courthouse, Ohio.
Hey, Joyce, how's it going?
Hi, fine.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah? What are you up to today? How's the weather there in Ohio?
I'm later today, and it's very pretty out.
Oh, nice.
Really, really good to see you guys. And Anderson, I love you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
I think you should run for president.
That's an amazing idea, Joyce.
I think so. I've always thought that.
Well, that's very sweet.
He's a very reasonable person and a hard worker.
I was on my honeymoon here.
On the boat? That looks
Yes,
great.
3 years ago.
Was that on a cruise?
Yes, we went on the Norwegian's first cruise I was ever on.
How was it?
Wonderful. I loved it.
Nice. How long was the cruise for?
7 days.
Wow, that's a long time.
How can you tell she's on a cruise? I can barely see the photo.
Well, I didn't think
it's
she
giving me
was-
like an optical illusion.
Well, I know, but, well, I don't know.
That was on a port of call when we stopped at St. Martin.
I figured that's like the backdrop on the boat.
Yes, it was at a call at one of the ports we stopped at.
One of the ports of call. Yeah. Cool.
All right, Joyce, we're going to spin the wheel, see what you're playing for, okay?
I love your hair like that, Kelly.
Oh,
I do
thanks.
too, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
What do you call that?
Two braids. And
Two braids. Okay, yeah. I was calling it sort of a Heidi of the Mountain.
Or a Heidi of the Mountain.
Yeah, like a Pippi Longstocking.
Or Pippi Longstocking.
Remember Pippi Longstocking?
Of course.
I'm Pippi Longstocking. She scared me as a kid. Anyway, she was a little scary, Pippi.
Joyce.
There was something going on with Pippi Longstocking. I'm just saying.
Joyce, listen to this. You're playing for the Westin Kaanapali Ocean Resort Villas in Maui.
I never trust.
Ooh, that is my actually dream place to go to.
What? You what?
That is my dream place to go to.
Oh, my God. All right.
Okay, listen, it's
Fingers
7 days,
crossed.
6 nights, 1-bedroom villa. It includes a spa treatment per person. This trip is prize valued at $10,400. It's provided by Hotels.com. 20 seconds, one guess. Anderson's going to read the question. Don't screw it up, Joyce.
All right.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston appeared on yesterday's show. On what sitcom did we say Bryan played a dentist?
Gosh.
Talked about it yesterday.
Big sitcom.
Oh, never. No.
Just name a big sitcom. Name the biggest sitcom you can think of.
Bob Newhart.
Oh.
That's a good guess.
It's a good guess.
You know what?
but
That's
no.
a good guess. It's Seinfeld.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was my actually dream place to go.
Oh, my God.
Well, Anderson gave you that horrible clue. Mr. President gave you a bad clue. Listen, you're still going to get a great prize, Joyce. You and a lucky member of our studio audience will each receive a $500 gift certificate from IKEA. So please pick a number between 1 and 226.
165.
Oh, there we go. Nice. All right, congratulations. We got a great show for you. John Hamm is here, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Still ahead on Live, a performance by Daya from the series Speechless, Minnie Driver. And coming up next, John Hamm.
How are you?
Very handsome. Now, wait a minute.
What?
I've seen a pocket square before.
That's
Yeah.
But this is like a pocket
Pocket carpet?
rug.
I don't know.
Amazing.
Well, it's just
I like
in case.
That's very nice. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much.
I'm really thrilled by this. This is like the greatest thing. I was noticing this on camera, but like it's a daily affirmation for you. Live, Kelly.
Live.
Just live.
Live.
That's
right.
great.
That when we go on the
Every time a little coffee. Live, Kelly.
Live,
Just
Kelly.
live.
That is what she says.
To live.
Every morning when she looks in the mirror. Live, Kelly. Live.
One more, just one more.
3 in the morning.
One more day, yes.
When you get here.
So now you used to be, and yeah,
That
that's
happened.
to keep
It's a
you off.
twisty. It's actually,
Wow.
they sell them late night infomercials.
Holy moly.
It's great for your abs.
Engage the core.
Exactly.
I think I was doing that this morning.
We're
In fact,
working
all
out
during the
the whole
interview,
exercise.
we're just going to sit here doing like this.
You know what? You guys go get the shake weights and back. Go get
dear,
the shake
that's a
weights
whole
and
other
we'll
thing.
do the shake weight while we do our core. You were a teacher, which I did not know this before.
I was.
Were you an acting teacher or? Oh, no
Yes.
kidding. High school or
I didn't say I was a good teacher. When I was in college, like I was raised by a single mom, like whatever. I was in daycare and after school and all that stuff because my mom worked.
Right.
So when I was in college, I remember being like, when I was like a little boy growing up, there was never any guys in daycare. It was all women. So when I went to the local daycare and I was like, you know, here's the thing, and I would like to help. And the lady was like, no, you're crazy. I'm not hiring you. And I was like, but let me finish. It's actually, and she ended up hiring me. I worked there for 3 years, like my last couple years of college. I worked at a daycare. And then when I graduated, I started teaching back at my old high school because
that's cool.
a similar thing. Like I wanted to give something back. I felt like I owed a lot to the school.
Wow.
And the theater department had sort of exploded after I had graduated. It wasn't because of anything I had done, but just people were into it.
Wow.
And so they were kind of overworked, and so I came back and taught for a year.
And you had some famous people.
Well, in
students
fact,
became
yeah,
famous.
one of my students is who I'm now working with on her show is Ellie Kemper from Unbreakable Kimmy
No
Schmidt.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, she look at that. Look at Ellie.
That is so great.
It was very cool, and even at 15, like she was incredibly like composed, very smart, hardworking actress.
Do you still have the urge, like as you're on set together, to
tell her that she's doing
to
something
tell her
wrong?
what she's doing wrong?
I'm sure she would love that.
Yeah, just give her notes. No. She is. I mean, even back then, she knew what she was doing. But it's really cool it's great to see something like that happen to somebody who you genuinely have like nothing but the best for.
Well, you probably created quite a spark in her and in a lot of your students because that's how. I mean, that's what.
Well, it happened to me with almost all my teachers. Like I still have like communication and emails back and forth with a lot of my teachers, and like it's important.
It's great. Yeah, it really is. I love when my teachers show up here in the audience, and I'm like, oh.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll have more with John Hamm when we come back.
That's John Hamm and the scene from Keeping Up with the Joneses, where you play a very impressive
neighbor. Just a neighbor
with a secret. There's a deep, dark secret.
Yes, yes. We my wife and I, played by Wonder Woman.
I know, that's so cool.
Move into to a new neighborhood, and things are not quite what they seem.
And Zach Galifianakis.
Zach and Isla play our neighbors, and they're immediately suspicious of us because we don't look like everyone else. Not the greatest lesson to be learned, by the way. You don't judge a book by its cover.
You should be suspicious of your good-looking neighbors.
Yeah, be suspicious of your neighbors. No, but hilarity ensues, and things blow up, and then there's crazy car chases and big laughs, and I don't know. I love this movie. It's and we were talking about this in a season where maybe we could all use something nice and laughter and light. Yeah. It's also the kind of movie that you can like go with your aunt and not have an uncomfortable car ride home, which for me is one of the first times.
I know. This is your first experience.
Yeah. I've had quite a few uncomfortable silences after things I've been in with my aunt. It's like, sorry, yeah, that was my butt.
We look forward to seeing it. It's Keeping Up with the Joneses. It opens on Friday, October 21st. Make sure you check out John Hamm. I love seeing you.
Hi. Seeing you.
She's a talented and versatile actress. Now she stars in the new TV comedy Speechless. Please welcome Minnie Driver.
Glad you came. The sun goes down, the stars come out, and that.
Last time you were here, you performed a song.
I know.
Which we loved. You're so talented.
Oh, thank you. I loved it so much. I love coming and singing on the show.
You're still singing?
Yes.
Do you have time?
Not much.
Right, right.
But I'm writing as soon as I finish the show in February, because we got picked up for a full season.
Oh, that's
which
great.
was very exciting.
That's great.
I'm going to do another record then, but it takes it's quite hard to write songs when you're happy.
Oh, really?
It's much easier to be miserable and write music. I know I shouldn't really say that, but it's true.
No kidding.
I'm glad to be happy and have more difficulty writing songs.
Yeah. I saw a great photo of you on the beach in Mexico. I think it was doing some yoga.
Yes. Oh, goodness me.
That's amazing.
My mother said, you put your bottom on Instagram.
Yeah, but that's a nice bottom.
We were having such a good time. It was like, we were actually just doing handstands. It was a proper holiday. We might have had a couple of margaritas.
Oh, no kidding.
There might have been a few of those before the yoga.
You're lucky that you can still do yoga after a few margaritas.
Well, I think I can, but I mean...
Yeah.
And your son, Henry, just celebrated a birthday, didn't he?
Henry just turned 8.
Wow, that's
already?
awesome.
My bag.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Adorable.
What's he into?
He's sticks mostly and making bows and arrows out of them.
That's cool. I like that.
He really likes to. He's the whole idea, and then wearing it, and then stalking the cat in the garden.
Yeah.
Not with any intention to do it, but like as if it were a lion.
Will he make his own Halloween costume? Is he a kid that will like make his own, or does he want you to?
He wants to be Harrison Ford. Well, as Indiana Jones, not just Harrison Ford, like with an earring on a talk show.
I think that'd be funny if he was Harrison Ford in a talk show with an earring, like a fleece on, you know, piloting a plane, like that.
I should have qualified that by saying.
That's funny. Each of my boys were Indiana Jones.
I mean, it's quite retro for a kid. For an 8-year-old now, he's crazy about those movies.
Oh,
that's so cool.
So we're doing, and he wants proper stubble, which because at work I can get him real, real stippling stuff. So.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, that's exciting.
He's happy. He's happy about it.
We have to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about your groundbreaking new TV series. That's a scene from Speechless starring Minnie Driver. It's really a fascinating project.
Yes, it's really interesting.
Is it the story of the writer's life?
It's based on his experiences. Yeah, I don't think it's super autobiographical, but it definitely aspects. He grew up with a member of his family who was nonverbal cerebral palsy. I think the fact that this show is so funny is what will break down a lot of walls.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like able-bodied people have a very difficult relationship with people who use wheelchairs because they don't know how to interact, and laughter and just saying hi and it becoming, we need to typify it.
Yeah.
We need to typify it, and I think what the show is doing is through humor.
And I mean, it's an incredibly funny show.
Yeah, and thank you. I mean, that was first and foremost why I loved it. I mean, she's a difficult woman.
She is.
But it's funny,
those are the best roles to play.
I think so, and I think they're always conflicted, and they're the ones that are the funniest.
And the boy's name is Micah Fowler.
Yes.
Fowler, yeah. He's extraordinary.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Micah is truly amazing, and it's, I think, having the time of his life, and I think you can see it, but he's very funny and very sly and really a fairly typical teenage boy.
Yeah, you must have learned a lot, I bet.
I've learned an enormous amount about the patience of having a conversation with someone for whom communication is a slower process, and everything is so instantaneous in our world now with our phones and our computers and instant knowledge. Just to sit quietly and just to have a slower paced conversation with someone, it's lovely, and he's a considerate, thoughtful young man, and it's great. And
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Tonight, 8:30 p.m. on ABC. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Co-host at the Live with Kelly and You co-host search, and the votes are in.
That's right. The playing field has been narrowed down to the top 10 contenders. Here they are.
Okay. Go to our website right... Oh. Wait, oh, what? Is this it?
There they are. They're
right here. I thought we were going to announce that. Here they are. Ta-da!
Go to our website right now to see who's in the running to be my co-host for a day.
We want your feedback, so write a comment, make it a nice one, share your favorite person on Facebook, or tweet about them on Twitter. And remember, you only have yourselves to blame.
Also, be sure to tune in on Friday when we announce the top 5 finalists who will be flown to New York to compete for the chance to sit next to this one for Kelly for a day and see if your favorites made it. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And we got a couple of emails, too. Bonnie from Herndon, VA says, yes, there are other people like Anderson with their eating habits. My husband could care less about food. As my daughter tells everyone, Mama lives to eat and Daddy eats to live.
Ah, there you go. That's like, that could be our slogan for our children.
If we had them.
Yes, if we had them, but a girl can dream. Casey Chisholm in Yulee, Florida says, today my husband and I are celebrating our 3rd wedding anniversary, but better yet, we're getting ready to meet our baby girl. I just got my epidural and put your show on. I'm feeling great. Watching live from Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh my God.
All right. Oh my gosh, he's excited. Push, you can do it. You can do it. Here, let's hold hands and we'll like do deep breathing.
Is that how you do it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
It's been so long. It's been a long time. One more. Let's see. Susan Dogali from Staten Island, New York says, I am like Anderson. I have never eaten a fruit or a vegetable. You've eaten a fruit or a vegetable.
I like fruit, yeah.
Pizza or macaroni.
Never had a pizza? Wow.
No cold cuts or condiments at all. No fish or Chinese food.
What does that leave?
I eat the same thing every day, but I love to cook and do it well.
Wow.
Well, says you. You don't eat anything you make, so I guess we'll have to take your word for it. Hey, thank you for being here today. I love I love having you here. Tomorrow's show, Taylor Leone will be here.
And Daryl from The Walking Dead, Norman Reedus.
And